Hey there, welcome back to Dice Station Zebra with Jocelyn and Rob, and today we are back with our WizKids provided brick of HeroClix Smash and Destroy,
Hmm.
and we have made 3 teams
We have.
as if we were going to a team sealed event.
Yeah.
And a team sealed event, for those that are unfamiliar, is you get a brick of product with 2 other players, you build 3 teams, and then you play a bunch of games.
Yeah.
Each player is lettered A, B, or C, and you play against other teams A, B, or C players.
Yep. So you make the 3 best teams possible, and you play through the event.
That's right. So we went ahead and did that with all of the bricks boosters that we
Hmm.
opened in the previous 6 videos.
Yep, which you would have seen. We opened up 2 boosters for each video and built a team out of those two
That's
boosters.
right. And now we've taken all of that together and said, okay, what's the best things we can do?
Yeah.
And this is what we've done. So Rob, why don't you talk to me about the first team we built?
Okay, so I'm going to talk about this one, which is Titania, Harpy, Zax, and Scarlet Witch,
And a dumpster fire.
and the dumpster fire. So we just threw the dumpster fire on for fun. Actually, it does have some strategic use, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
get into that. But first, we're going to look at Harpy here, because what Harpy does is on her top click, because we're playing her at 80, is she has the special move power called Carry Off the Hulk. That grants hypersonic speed, and when Harpy uses it after resolutions, you may place a character she hit adjacent to her. So the idea is to fly in and hopefully hit an opposing character, fly back to your team, and then you can place that hit character
That's
beside your
right.
team. Um, she starts with super strength and invulnerability, and she's an 11 for 4, which is pretty good. Now we have Titania here, and she has super strength. So she has a trait called Punch Club, granting super strength. And friendly characters with the brute keyword take a maximum of 1 damage from opposing characters that can use super strength or close combat expert. So that's going to go to you, Harpy, Titania, and Zax,
That's right.
because they all have brute. So they're all going to take a max of 1 damage from opposing characters with those powers. Titania also starts with a special attack power called Smashing Green Spring. It grants Quake, and when Titania uses it, she can use Giant Reach 3 if adjacent to a friendly character with a Brute keyword, which should be easy to do with this team because we do have the 3 Brutes here.
That's right.
And then we have Zax. Now, if I hadn't mentioned already, Harpy does fly,
Mm-hmm.
so she can taxi somebody, which means she can pick up another character and carry them. But also Zax, he's giant, so
That's right.
he can also pick somebody up and carry somebody, so you can save yourself an action token. Zax is going to be played at the 60-point line, and if I hadn't mentioned it, we are playing Titania at 100 points,
Yeah, full dial.
full dial. So Zax is going to be at 60, which is going to start him at click number 5. He'll start with phasing, teleport, pulse wave, impervious, and perplex. And that perplex is pretty much what we want.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to perplex probably Harpy, because we want Harpy to hit, right?
Yeah. Or possibly her speed,
Or her speed if we need it.
because she
Yeah.
only starts with 7.
But hopefully we can bring someone in, and then Zax can either adjacent to Zax, or Zax would have giant reach too, because he's giant. And Zax can attack as well. And then to round it out, we have. Oh, by the way, Zax has poison. He's
Mm-hmm.
got a special trait, grounded by water, granting poison. And you have to be careful with Zax because at the end of your turn, if Zax occupies water terrain, you deal him 1 unavoidable damage. So you don't want to put him in water.
Nope.
And then rounding it out is Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch, what's interesting about her, well, she has prob. She's the prob on our team. And friendly characters that are adjacent to her or have the Brotherhood critically hit on attack rolls of 10 through 12.
The Brotherhood team ability.
The Brotherhood team ability,
Yep.
that is correct. So, yeah, so if Scarlet Witch is adjacent to all her friends here on a 10, 11, or 12, it's a crit hit,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty awesome. And she's got the prob, of course, and the 2 team abilities of Brotherhood and Mystics.
Nice.
And then I put the Dumpster Fire on there. So the Dumpster Fire, it's free. It doesn't cost anything. It is blocking terrain, and the effect is characters within 3 squares modify their attack -1.
Yes.
So my strategic decision behind this is because we don't really have a rangy team here,
Mm-hmm.
we'll put this strategically close to the opposing character's side, or the
Yep.
opposing player's side. That way, if they want to take range attacks against our team, it might mess them up a bit.
Yeah, and you're not themed here, so if you go
Yeah.
second, your opponent's going to place their terrain first, and then you'll have a sense of where they want to go,
Yes.
and then you can place the dumpster fire where they're
Exactly.
planning to go.
Yep.
Right? Mess up their setup.
So that's the first team we built. And how
Hmm.
about you tell us about the other team, Jocelyn?
Perfect. So this team over here is the team I'm going to talk about.
Hmm.
So this is the team we built with Cinder. We have Valkyror,
Hmm.
who will have the Destroyer armor.
Right.
We have Thunderball and Piledriver in one of those orders. Yeah, that's right. Thunderball, Piledriver.
That's right.
The Wrecking Ball, and Thori, because he's a good bumper. And then we also put on this team, we put the Flamethrower.
Hmm.
We have 2 one-shots. This team is all tricked out.
It is.
We've got Insurance Policy, which is related to the Flamethrower, because the Flamethrower is 5 points. The Insurance Policy one-shot says when a friendly terrain marker is destroyed, if it had a point value greater than 0, after resolutions you may remove up to 3 action tokens from among your friendly characters.
Hmm.
So that's pretty cool. It's 5 points. We have Heimdall's Sight, which is also a one-shot, which is at the beginning of your turn, you may choose a friendly character with the Asgardian keyword. If you do this turn, that character has a minimum range of 8. And spoiler alert, this whole team is Asgardian.
Hmm.
It is a theme team. So, and the Flamethrower itself has an effect at the beginning of your turn. Deal 2 damage to all opposing characters in or adjacent to Flamethrower squares. When an opposing character destroys Flamethrower after resolutions, deal that character and all opposing characters adjacent to them 1 damage. So that's what's happening with the Flamethrower. So, Cinder, of course, is giant.
Hmm.
And she has a trait that says everything burns, which grants poison. When she uses it, characters occupying or adjacent to any fire markers are considered adjacent to her, and she also deals penetrating damage just naturally. She has a second trait, Fire Goblin Blood. When Cinder takes damage after resolutions, deal 1 damage to all opposing characters within 2 squares. So it's kind of like Mystics,
Hmm.
right? When she takes damage, but she's dealing it to everybody
Within range.
within 2 squares.
2 squares.
And then she has a special power. We're playing her full dial 80 points. War is Hell, Blades, Claws, Fangs. When she uses it after resolutions, generate up to 4 fire smoke terrain markers in or adjacent to a hit target square at the beginning of your next turn. Even if this is lost, deal 1 damage to each character occupying those markers, then remove those markers. The fire terrain damage is not penetrating.
Right.
Because it's not being dealt by Cinder, it's being dealt by the marker.
Hmm.
And she's giant, so she gets giant willpower. Now, I mentioned that we're putting the Destroyer armor on Valkyror, and that's because we want Valkyror to see all of her friends and get prob.
Yeah.
Because that's what she's there for.
Yep.
She's mainly there for prob. She has it on her first click and her last click. She has a unique modifier. If a character was KO'd this turn, Valkyror and adjacent friendly characters modify defense +2.
So that means the destroyer armor will be on the 3rd click.
That's right. With the invulnerability, which will grant her invulnerability +2 defense, and then giant size, which will give her giant size willpower. Then we gave Piledriver the Wrecking Ball. Piledriver can be given close or ranged terrain actions as free. He has super strength, and then the Wrecking Ball is going to grant giant reach 2 and improve targeting, destroy blocking, but only during close attacks. So, and he's got an empower. Thunderball is there for some support as well as some cool charge action. He's our outwit and perplex. He also gives our friendly characters with the Wrecking Crew keyword stealth, which is going to be him and Piledriver. And then Thori, of course, because he's a good pupper. Charge and Flurry, and Thori's master would be Cinder on this team.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Excellent. Which would grant Thori willpower and also +1 on attack, I believe, if Cinder hits.
yeah, so if Cinder hits, when Thori attacks a character that Thori's master hit this turn, modify attack +1.
And he has Flurry, which is great.
Yeah.
He's a good follow-up piece.
So basically, you've got Cinder that can carry. Thori's tiny, so anyone can carry. A Valkyror will be giant. And she has flight, so she can carry. So you can carry some people up and get them into position. And the idea is to have Cinder shoot giant reach blades, create fire terrain, deal extra damage, follow up with Thori, and you've got your prob on Valkyror, and then Piledriver and his friend Thunderball can do a little bit of attacking. So this is probably the most complex team.
Probably, and I like that the Wrecking Ball's on Piledriver because he doesn't have a charge or anything, so he has sidestep. So he could sidestep, and then he still has giant reach too. So it gives him a bit of reach.
Yep, and he can destroy that blocking. And remember, when you giant reach and destroy, whenever you destroy blocking terrain, it's after resolutions.
After the resolutions, yeah.
So if you're behind a wall and you're reaching through that wall to do something, your opponent can't see you to prob,
That's right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So just keep that in mind.
Yep.
Okay. So best for last.
Best for last, which is our chase piece, which is Juggernaut.
Juggy, Juggy.
And he has a couple traits here. The first being the Unstoppables Juggernaut. That grants him impervious, but it succeeds on a 4 through 6. And friendly characters with the brute keyword within 4 squares have Safeguard Outwit, which is going to protect Quicksand, who also has brute.
And decel.
Oh, and decel. Decel has brute. That's true. The second trait is the Limitless Power from Sidorak. If Juggernaut would take penetrating damage, he takes 1 unavoidable damage instead. Juggernaut can't heal, and his combat values can't be modified by opposing characters of less points than himself, and we're playing him at 145. I think that's going to be very difficult in the Smash and Destroy set to get anything with a higher point value.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is anything higher.
There's a few the chases.
Okay. So he has improved movement, destroys blocking and through characters. Again, on that 145 starting line, he's going to start with 12 attack Quake, 18 willpower, and 4 damage leadership, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that special move power on his top dial, top click. New Unstoppable Armor. It's a power action, and that grants move. After resolutions, make a close attack targeting all opposing characters Juggernaut moved through, regardless of adjacency. Instead of normal damage, hit characters are dealt 3 damage and are knocked back in the direction of your choice. So this is awesome. So you can move the full 8 and make an attack against every opposing character that you moved through. It's pretty awesome. And he's got the X-Men team ability as well as Brotherhood TA. And again, we've put Scarlet Witch on this team.
Mm-hmm.
So Scarlet Witch says friendly characters that are adjacent or have the Brotherhood team ability critically hit on attack rolls of 10 through 12.
Yeah. So it made just perfect sense to throw the prob on the team, and then you get that crit hit.
It does make sense. We put Quicksand on here. So Quicksand is also a brute. She has the trait Unstoppables Quickstand. That grants her flurry. And also, other friendly characters with the brute keyword can use energy shield deflection. So, Juggy has brute and decel, so they both have energy shield deflection.
Yep, and Safeguard Outwit.
And Safeguard Outwit, as long as they're within 4, right?
Yeah.
4 squares of Juggernaut. Quicksand also, let's see, she starts with Plasticity, or we're playing on her 60 points. Plasticity, Quake, Impervious, and Shape Change. And she is giant, so she can carry somebody with her.
Yep.
Because everybody else is standard size.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it from looking at this size here, but Juggernaut is standard size.
That's right. Let's see, what else? Scarlet Witch does have the prob.
Yep. Decel.
Decel, okay. Decel has the trait Unstoppables Decel. This is a unique modifier. When an opposing character makes a range attack, you modify their attack -2 if they're targeting a friendly character with the brute keywords. That's going to help us from range attacks with everybody except Scarlet Witch, who hopefully we're going to keep protected. Hopefully somebody carries her.
Maybe she's behind one of her giant friends.
Probably. And we're playing Decel at 25 points. So she'll only get her attack power on the top click, which is the deceleration waves. It grants Incapacitate, and when decel attacks, hit characters have a maximum speed of 3 until your next turn.
Yeah, so just get that for the 1 click.
Yep.
And then regular Incapacitate after that, but it was 25 points to help build out the team.
Yeah, and then we, just for fun, because it came in our boosters, we put the Fire Hydrant on this team. The effect is immobile. Characters in this square can use Force Blast, and when they knock back a character, generate water terrain in each square that character occupied when getting knocked back. That's it.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, we just thought we'd throw that on there for fun.
Yeah, and that's a standard object. Someone could, they could pick it up, but it's immobile.
It's immobile.
So it can't be picked up.
Yep.
But
so maybe stick it in the middle and maybe
yeah,
get someone on there to do some force blasting.
Absolutely. So those are the 3 teams that we built.
Yeah.
And we hope that you get an opportunity to go to a team sealed and play with this set, because it is a lot of fun.
It is.
We've got a couple of different play styles in these teams. Some more complex, a little bit simpler stuff. There's different ways you could have done it, and you watched us open all 12 boosters, so we would love to hear what you would have done with these teams.
Please let us know.
So you can let us know in the comments below, and you after you hit like and subscribe, of course.
Of course.
And maybe you check the video description for the links to these teams.
Yeah.
because we have made them up on HC Units, and you'll be able to click on those links and see them.
Yep, perfect.
And another big thanks out to our friends at WizKids for sending us this brick.
Yep, thanks WizKids. And of course, you can find us in all of our usual places. You can find all these links in our video description. And with that, we'll say good luck at your next Team Sealed event, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye!